Hi there. Today we're going to have a look at Sir Ken Robinson's excellent book, The Element, How Finding Your Passion Changes Everything. If you don't know Sir Ken, he could quite easily be the most important thinker on education around at the moment, as well as his books, which are great. There are the speeches and the talks he gives, and lots of which are available online on YouTube or on the TED website. But most importantly, it's the way he says it. He's really accessible, not at all patronising, often funny, and always brutally honest. The element explores the particular place where learners stop struggling and fighting against the learning and get into the groove, where time flies by, progress races on, and enjoyment seems to be overwhelming. And once you find your element, so Sir Ken says, life changes. It's not an easy thing to find in the hustle and bustle of the UK national curriculum, and it's not something which is even recognised as real at all. But the book swings it, I think, with evidence, stories, anecdotes from the great and the good, and a large dollop of pretty good humour. It's a very readable book and something which you should be able to rattle off in a week or two in between the marking, meetings and lesson planning. How Sir Ken keeps a sense of humour going and keeps the subject area as approachable is truly amazing feat. At the moment, the Back to Basics Brigade are always on the telly, and the good guys have to go and work overseas, which is why Sir Ken is now based in California. The book is actually about two things. Firstly, of course, we need to have a look at what is wrong with the current system and try to work out why we are trying to do what we're trying to do with our education system at all. If you were to be flown in from the 1780s, you might find the UK education system very familiar. It's structured around the agricultural year, with the summer clear so that pupils can bring the harvest in. The curriculum is centred on reading, writing, arithmetic that they'll need to get through their apprenticeships for the mills and factories. And apart from the posh kids who still need to have a grounding in Latin, who are trying to get to HE so that they can go and work in the city. And the teachers all wear the medieval dress and a hood they did back in the 1780s. It goes on. The second aim of the book is to highlight that we are beating the creativity out of our children, and it is the learners. If the learners could find their element, we may be able to unlock a lot of that creativity, motivation, and flow that the education system doesn't foster as well as it should. The element delivers on one particular thing on which the future education system may swing, and that's the understanding that one size does not fit all, and we need to embrace personalisation. Each learner will need an individual curriculum, and each individual should find their element. Personalised learning hangs over teachers' heads like the sword of Damocles at the moment because the practice is so far removed from the current system. But we do need to get behind it and realise that it's common sense, and it is indeed possible. Sir Ken is worth following and friending, reading and viewing, and I will get straight on with his next book, or the first book actually, which is called Out of His Minds, which is his book on creativity. I could also recommend his TED conference talks, which you'll find online, and do have a read and get in on the campaign to reform the UK system into something fit for the 21st century, rather than the poor failing version of something from the 18th century which we've got at the moment.